This is the 217 Recovery Podcast with Corey Winfield.
This is going back to the letter that you didn't find. Sorry, Corey's mom.
26th of December, 2020. 217 Recovery Podcast. My name is Corey Winfield. And we're going to get into it tonight and do a nice little podcast for you. But we still are, sort of. We want to do In-Laws Part 2, but that day hasn't happened yet. It's coming tomorrow. It'll be my turn, the first time experiencing in-laws. Now, of course, I've been to like other people's houses and stuff and met other family members for Christmas, but this is the first time as part of the family, like in-law. So we'll recap that and our Christmas weekend together and doing it sober. So Marnie and I we'll be back tomorrow with that one, but taking a trip down memory lane. This one is called The Dark Knight. I remember Chris and I were sitting on the couch. We were doing a podcast, and all of a sudden, our good buddy Tyrone comes walking out of his bedroom, and he needs to go to the bathroom. And he just kind of makes an appearance on the podcast, which is pretty funny. I remember that kind of part of it, and well, just go ahead and listen. This is from November of 2019. And this was before The Dark Knight gave us an intro. So it just starts off like this. 217 Recovery Podcast. It is the 7th of November, 2019. That's Chris G.
How you doing?
OSS. Find him on Facebook.
Yeah.
He on that snappy chat.
Nah.
No, he's not. My name is Corey Winfield, and we have another guest with us tonight.
I have no intro like Chris does over there, but it's
Well, introduce yourself, my friend.
Dylan Zachman
How
here.
you
Happy
doing?
to be
How
on
you
the
doing?
217 podcast.
Yeah.
Welcome to the podcast this evening.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Now, you were at a treatment center, and you were not in room 217.
I was not.
But you heard about the 217 Recovery Podcast when you were in there from Anna, I believe, right?
Mm-hmm. She was, yeah.
And what did you think about this? Were you like,
Initially, off the bat, I mean, I'm reluctant on certain things just because that's my nature. But no, she introduced me to it, and it wasn't really until I met you, Corey, that I really got in tune with the kind of breadth of what this is trying and beginning and really gaining a lot of momentum in doing with the recovery community.
Yeah.
And it's impressive.
Well, thanks, man. And I bring people along. The people who started 217 Recovery with me aren't in it any longer. Ryan came along. It's the people that want to be a part of it and want to do something, and
Your way to give back.
Yeah.
Through something that you've done, what you started, and then you just branch out with people that are interested, are intrigued by it. Mm-hmm. Me, I was, asked to be in a long time ago, finally made my way here.
Mm-hmm.
And, we have Dylan now with us, which is excellent. I know Dylan. I've known Dylan for 40-something days.
It feels like 40 years.
Right. It happens.
Honestly, it does. And it's...
And that's the things in treatment, the relationships you build. Like as far as me and Corey, we've known each other for 6-7 months.
Mm-hmm.
But I was away for a long time, away from it, but still reaching out. But me coming back and staying in contact. And these are the friendships that you build in these treatment facilities. And some of these friendships are bad, believe it or not.
Mm-hmm.
We all know that I've had experiences with bad friendships, relationships in there, and that's everybody. But the good are the ones that you build, the bonds, like I said, it's people, places, things. But in these places, you can build things with people. So, definitely something to experience. It's a good experience, and it helps.
And we're all in early recovery too. And I don't know if you guys feel this way, but when I was in treatment last time, I just felt like this sense of like a light switch turning on. Mm-hmm. Like it just clicked on. And I had that ability to look at somebody and go, no, they're full of it. I don't want any part of that. And just move away, distance myself. And and some of those people, I grew close with, but then over time I realized that's not good for me because, like you said, Chris, like not all relationships are going to be good. Like you might like someone, like, hey, that dude's cool, but then it just boom, kind of hits you.
I once spoke with a guy at his coin out and said,
"We have to just." I didn't mean to cut you off, Chris. But something just happened
that
here.
Threw me off as well
at the house. We just had Tyrone. Like Chris is to my left. I'm in the middle on the couch. Chris is in like a kitchen chair. Dylan's over to my right on the couch. And behind Chris is the TV and then the hallway. Well, behind the TV in the hallway, I see this shadow figure of a man. Then I realize it's Tyrone. And he walks past Chris. He kind of gives us the, hey, what's up? Oh, he's got to go to the bathroom.
Apparently.
You can go outside, Tyrone. Number 1 or number 2? You can go outside, bro. We got a backyard.
You all right?
Yeah.
Huh.
Knock on the door. Tell him pinch it off. Tell him you got to go.
Well, that's the interesting thing about podcasts.
Yes. He walked by and he's in his
FTLs.
Yes.
FTLs, Fruit of the Looms.
Yeah, and he walked back, and he's just, oh.
These are the days of our lives.
And I hear, bathroom.
Was he sleepwalking? Is that?
It seemed like it.
Yeah, you ever, like, woke up in the middle of the night, and you're just like, oh, my God, I got pee so bad.
You just don't know what to do.
And then, like, triple that. I think that's what he's going through right now. Because, first of all, he looked like he was in pain. I thought, are we being too loud out here?
No, I don't think that was
If my rolling on the floor and getting grounded and screaming earlier didn't wake him up, I don't think that we did. Because I get grounded, I roll on the floor when I get cravings, because there's a nice floor in here. And
Nice wood floor.
it's excellent. Especially when I can't sit down on the couch.
That is your literal grounding technique,
It
Chris.
is. I don't wear...
We've practiced these in treatment.
I've heard people say, take your shoes off, touch the ground. Well, I had an experience when I was a child where I stepped on a slug, and it kind of ruined me for a while. So that's why I have slips or slippers, sandals on right now. I prefer shower shoes as well.
Looks like Tyrone's going to go outside.
So he'll be putting from the left to the right.
Did you notice how he's using his left hand to pinch his his ween? I noticed that.
I wasn't paying attention.
Tomorrow he's going to be like, hey guys, I had to go pee real bad. I had to go pee so bad, I had to use the community toilet. It was outside.
We have community food. We don't have community toilet. Apparently the community toilet is out in the backyard.
Yeah, that's where it's going to be. At first he said no, though, like a gentleman.
Then he went and put his clothes on because we are in northern Michigan.
Yeah, because you don't want to go out. Yeah, that's the only reason. Like, if it was warm, I think he would have walked out in the
I'm sure
FTLs.
he would have. I would have. Even in my robe. I actually have my blue robe on tonight. Stafford. Matthew.
But the confusing thing about when he walked by at first, because Tyrone is a dark man, and he had some dark Fruit Looms on. So I first thought, oh my God, he just walked out naked, and he wasn't. He did have his boxer. There were tidy blackies.
The cool thing about podcasts is they can go any way, anytime, as fast as they want.
Or as slow as they want, going, bathroom. Bathroom.
Like a child.
God, we got to have him on tomorrow.
We'll definitely get him
Absolutely.
on. Because I've mentioned it before. Me and Tyrone walked down the street listening to Pantera and Slayer, looking like two people right out of Battle Creek. Walking.
Two people.
Keep in mind we're in Point City.
Yeah, the point that.
Oh, he's back. How's it going, Tyrone? You feeling good?
Say what's up, Tyrone. Yeah, you might have heard that. You might have heard that. I'll check that out. That's great. That's Tyrone, ladies and gentlemen. He's awesome. Solid cat. One of these guys you meet in places that you never think you'd be walking around Point Falls with.
Oh, see, that's what makes recovery fun, man.
And that's part of this whole community of things. You know what I'm saying? as part of this whole community of people and places and things, good people, places, and things. And, like Corey was mentioning earlier, you meet people and you just kind of veer away from them. I was kind of mentioning before, I met a young man or an older guy, and I was like, listen, you're cool. I liked you here, but once we walk out these doors, we could never hang out because we know the problems that we could have. Mm-hmm. I'll be drooling on myself while he's driving the beer truck after we just stole it. So I hope he's doing well, but we haven't reached out and made contact with each other, but that's the person you meet. The people I've met, Corey, Dylan, the guys in this house, like I said, these people, every person in this house was in the facility we were in, which makes that unit tighter. And it's exciting. It's exciting. Look, I've told people, this is the best place I can be at this time of my life. Mm-hmm. Hitting 2 meetings a day, because I need it. I need it. For me.
And I'm proud of you, too, because earlier there was a situation, but there was a person who I like her as a person, and I think deep down, man, there's something there, but it's hard to be around people when you, especially because I've been around her for a while, and you can only reach out your hand so many times before you realize you're getting pulled down too. Right. And I've distanced myself from her, and I told her, I was like, no, we can't really be friends because I keep my circle tight, and I want people surrounding me and the people that I surround myself with just the same vision of
where you want to go.
Yeah, this is my sobriety. This is number one to me. This is the most important to me. And I'll help you. But then when you realize
when it's not number one in their list of things, that's when you got to just go ahead and take those scissors and cut that string, and hope that they will eventually try and tie it again and tie that string back and get back to themselves. Because the people that we meet, every time you meet somebody, we're sober in these treatment facilities. We're sober. I once had a friend from the show, Anna, look at me at my coin out and said, this Chris, I like. The Chris that I've heard about, the junkie, that guy, I don't ever want to meet him. I never want to meet him, and unfortunately, she's met that guy a few times, but I've come back. But, there's that old saying, try again, get down or fall down 7 times, get up 8. Mm-hmm. So it works. It works if you're working, if you want to do it right. But, and we got Joey sitting down. How you doing? Yeah, put yourself in a situation that's not going to turn out good if you hang around. What is that? One bad apple spoils the bunch.
Mm-hmm. So, well, it's not really the bunch, but it can, and that's kind of like sober living. Like if somebody isn't following the rules, if somebody's not doing what they're supposed to do, because it's very, very, very simple to live here. It's very basic to be in a sober living situation, but it's how you deal with that.
Right.
Are you going to leave your cup out? Are you going to get mad when you get called out about it? How are you going to react? It's just a cup. Okay, see, if that's the kind of attitude that you're going to have, or, it's just something over there. Not a big deal. Well, it's not a big deal to you, but there's a bunch of people that live here, and if you're starting to do that...
You got to think about life, exactly. It's just one drink. It's just one shot of dope.
Yeah, nobody's going to know. If I leave that off, if I see a potato chip on the floor, and I walk past it...
Step on it and walk past it.
Well, or pick it up. It's not my day to do the floors.
No.
It's that kind of attitude of when you're going to walk past something and go, you know what? I'm going to pick it up and I'm going to throw it away.
Tyrone and I were walking through town today, and a woman was picking up cigarette butts off the ground because this is a nice town. And Tyrone was like, do you need a cigarette? And she's like, no, I'm just picking up the cigarette butts, which makes me feel bad. which makes me feel bad for fucking stinking throwing them down. Oopsies. Throwing them down every once in a while. I didn't mean to say that. It happened. Sorry.
That could be Tyrone's community service.
Picking up cigarette butts in town.
There you go.
He could do that.
I do at some point want just a 5-minute in-depth explanation of what Tyrone was just thinking as he walked through this room. So for anybody listening, if you don't know Tyrone, and you definitely don't, inevitably he will make some part of his story in lovely Boyne City, Michigan, sound like he's down on Crenshaw in L.A. it just happens. But besides that point, no, it really does speak to a larger picture when and I'm going to go back quickly. One of the things that amazes me and that is so great about this is if you were to ever see Chris and I refer to Chris and myself as this odd couple kind of, because if you were to see him and I walking through Walmart, you wouldn't really picture us as friends, but the level of relationship that we have is so in depth, is so endearing, is so sincere and organic, and it's only recovery. You name me a different scenario where this friendship really blooms, and I'll give you a high five. It just doesn't happen.
No.
And recovery just has this beautiful nature to it where that's what comes.
You get positive feedback from saying, I went up and ran up a mountain today, and he looks at you and goes, nice job. But yeah, like you said, you see us walking together in a store, you're going to say, how the heck do those guys know each other?
Right.
Long hair, baggy clothes, tall guy, put together hair. But these are like the friendships you build. Good, positive friendships. I went to 8 meetings in 4 days.
It's awesome.
Nice.
Positive people. Mm-hmm. And, I was going to mention a topic tonight, maybe meetings, because I've been doing a lot of them and I've been getting it. And you say you do these readings, you do these things in these meetings, and the reading today in one of these meetings was just stuck right out. And I was like, "Sheesh, get out of here, man. Really? And it's basically talking about the things that we've been talking about. You're going to hang around a barbershop long enough, you're going to get a haircut. And I sit there, and when I go to church, I walk in every day and go, all right, show me something. Not every day, every Sunday. Show me something. I'm still at the point now where that the sermon or whatever it may be, it's just coincidence. There's no way somebody's talking to me. I don't know about that. But it's not. These aren't coincidences. I can't BS at myself anymore. It's something a power greater than myself talking. These meetings. That's the foundation to the program is to help one addict to another, and I've been talking about these things that are bothering me. I'm not sitting and doing nothing about it.
And one thing, Chris, that is different today for you from when I've known you in the past and seen you in the past is your willingness to be vulnerable.
Right.
This time. Like, you're like, I'm not wearing the mask anymore. That's the vibe I get from you. You're just like, here it is, man. Like, your old friends can laugh. Oh, Chris is going to meetings, huh? And you don't care.
Right.
You're like, yeah, I need the meetings because I want to stay sober.
Right.
I want this because it does feel good. And it's nice not to go chasing something around all day. Well, you still kind of do with them, but I mean, now it's actually chasing you. And just keep waiting, man, because it gets better.
I went for a jog. I've been jogging. I go up to the top of this mountain. There's a beautiful view that I've never seen anything. Took a picture of it, and comments, people being supportive, and there's one laughing face, and I know the character, the guy that put the laughing face on there is an old guy that that I knew from downstate, and I'm thinking immediately he's laughing because what the comment was just seeing this view on my morning run. Maybe there is light at the end of the tunnel. And, because I'm trying to better myself, make it a laughing face, whatever, that doesn't bother me because I'm still going to get up tomorrow and I'm going to hit that same hill and I'm going to look at that same view and go, man. People look at me and go, you're running? You're jogging? I was like, yeah, no, and it ain't from the police. Imagine that.
It's just dogs. I didn't.
It's dogs.
That wasn't me, was it? Did I put the laughing thing?
Yeah, you did. No.
Because if I did, it was about a dog.
No,
because I know that your runs can
When I used to run through the neighborhood, I got chased by the same boxer 2 days in a row. Now I run up this hill, mountain, whatever, and I'm waiting for a bear to catch me.
Yeah, at least that'll be heroic.
Yeah,
Chris, here lies his body. He was killed by a bear, right. Sober.
Yeah, exactly. I died sober, going for a jog in the morning. Which means I have to get up earlier and do that tomorrow now because there's some things that I have to do tomorrow.
You do.
To help out. And getting up early bothers me. But,
it's a beautiful thing.
But I used to get up at 3:45 in the morning to go skin ham at a factory and punch in by 5:30 in the morning.
Yeah. There's worse things.
Oh man, ooh, sorry, that may have been a little loud. Apologize, but I am loud. I am over the top. One of these days, you might see a picture of me on that website. I'll have a mask on. You can just see my eyes. The most endearing part.
Okay, well let's plan a photo shoot then.
Oh man, I'll definitely wear all my robes in each different picture. So.
Okay.
Can we do it like awkward family photo style, or does it have to be like?
I want to be the young son.
I don't know. We'll have to get with Anna, seeing when she can come around.
Yes.
Or we'll just do.
Just impromptu.
I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Shoot from the hip, impromptu.
We can. Is there any way we can go to this? No, probably not. Well, you know how like you go to Walmart and you buy something and you use it for like a minute and then you take it back.
Oh yeah.
Like I didn't wash my car with that.
Right.
Turtle wax half gone. Yeah, I didn't use that. I've done that. But like we can go like buy like a camera. Oh no. Wait, what's Rent-A-Center? No, they ain't got no Rent-A-Centers up here.
Does it exist?
I think so.
Not up here.
Nah, probably not.
Come on.
Like why would I rent that?
Footlongs up here.
$18 footlongs.
Right. So you tell me that I got to go to a place to get a sub, and it's not $5 for a foot. I'm better off going to a.
Oh, you mean our $5 quarter-inch sandwich?
Yeah, I went to a restaurant down the road the other day, and the guy that took me was like, "Oh, get whatever you want. I get 50% off." It was still $30. I said, get out of town. I'm never gonna make it here. But I will if I make the next best decision.
Yeah, he will. You got to support it.
Right.
But we need a camera.
Yeah, we need to figure something. I mean, I've got a camera on my phone.
So if we can, but we need like a cool camera.
Yeah,
the best camera.
What were those?
We can buy it for like an hour and then bring it back. Like, but that don't work. Does Walmart
shots? We go to Glamour Shots.
Is that a thing?
I'm sure there's an app.
Oh, definitely go Glamour Shots. I want to wear like a nice vest.
Yeah, we can always take the pictures down eventually.
You just like an excuse to wear a vest and suspenders.
Yeah, I do have
Okay, here's what we do for our picture. There is a JCPenney. It's an older one.
I've seen that.
I like where this is going.
We can go to JCPenney. We all pick out outfits or pick out outfits for each other.
That's even better.
Yeah. And then, boom, we get pictures and then we take them off. Like, we don't even have to buy them. We'll just try them on.
In the store.
Yeah, tags on's cool now, right?
Oh, yeah, I've heard about that.
Tags
like
on.
Stickers and tags.
We'll be popping our collars.
I'll definitely get some Jenkos for Dylan.
Yeah.
Oh, I used to rock those back in the day.
I highly doubt.
Oh, this could be great. This is a great idea.
It's amazing.
We'll go to the JCPenney and then we'll hit up Walmart and then we'll hit up just different stores. And
random stores.
We'll be like models.
Photo shoot. Speaking of models, me and Dylan had a plan to walk through the town, and I was going to be the hair model. He was going to be my agent, and we were going to try and work that out. I mean, obviously, I've talked about my hair. I have long hair. You'll see it.
Golden locks.
I say dirty blonde. I don't know.
You guys are. And Ryan's not here tonight. He's asleep.
He's taking a nap.
He's got to work early tomorrow and worked early today. But Ryan said we got to start doing more with our fun page because we have a page on our website, 217recovery.com. It says fun, and it's just us being silly. We play over, under. We put that on there. A little trailer for it. And I don't know, just doing silly stuff. But another fun thing, and I liked your hair model thing, we can go down to the local Subway since we're talking about footlongs. And you could go in and say, hey, where do you want us to set up? And they'll be like, well, Chris is here. Did the manager not talk to you? And I can call him. We'll get the manager's name, make sure it's a Sunday, because most of the managers don't work on Sunday.
Right.
You go in there and be like, hey, didn't Sherry tell you or whatever? What? Well, Chris Goss, the hair model, is going to be here today signing autographs. And we could come in with a big poster board with a picture, and it's a bunch of stuff you can sign for people. And just
random people come in and say, "Oh, can I get your autograph? Did you hear it today? Oh man."
We'll put some.
That's fantastic.
We can put one of those red ropes around your table.
Definitely get a red rope licorice thing.
Big. I'm down.
No, I just.
And then, we could do it everywhere, but not just at Subway. But we'll just
go to coffee shops.
217 Recovery. People are like, what is it? We'll just make ourselves famous. We're going to make you famous, Chris.
Chris Goss even sounds just like this.
Yeah, I mean, The crazy thing
like
is,
that.
when I played ice hockey for all those years, number 21, Chris Gross, I'd skate up to the announcer and say, "Is there an R, an F? Is there an R in there? Is there?" I was going to say the bad word, but I'm working on the tongue,
okay.
So, is there an R in there? Because there is no R in GOSS. There is no I in TEAM. Sorry, little movie line. That's what I do. Rolodex of worthless knowledge up in my brain that has movie lines for days. I could just spend an entire podcast just spouting off movie lines, but enough about...
Thanks for that, Chris.
Yeah,
We're gonna move. So I can't wait to tell Ryan about this idea.
He's going to be excited. He's probably going to be upset he missed out. He was sleeping. I was in his room earlier. We were watching football on his phone.
Oh, cool.
And I felt a little off because I was sitting next to him on his bed.
Phone. Yeah.
Were you clothed?
Of course I was.
Okay, all right. Just a question.
Was the TV busy or?
I just didn't want to be out here in the living room. I felt like I was.
You felt lonely.
People's space.
Oh, this is your house, Chris.
Yes.
Oh, I know it is, but sometimes I feel like
You got to set boundaries.
I haven't told that
Key
before.
word.
Mm-hmm. No, you do.
Yeah.
You have to set boundaries.
I was rolling on the floor. I know that much.
Mm.
And then I forgot Tyrone was sleeping, and I was screaming and yelling. I'm pretty sure people said it looked like a child throwing a temper tantrum. So maybe temper tantrums will be part of the Meet Dylan, Chris's temper tantrums, long hair.
So,
Don't know where that came from. It just happened.
I want you to take notes when you listen back to this episode and be like, well, just take notes.
It just happened,
I was in a situation today where a guy was just all beside himself. He was like, "Rah, I don't want to be," and I was like, bro, you're the one that's controlling how you feel right now. But I'm forced to blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, again, you are the one that's controlling how you feel right now. And he's like, but here I am at a church. I'm Catholic. I'm like, well, perfect, because we're at a Catholic church, so it shouldn't be a problem. Well, it doesn't matter. I'm forced. And I was like, why would you punish yourself like that? Like, sometimes in recovery, and we know this all too well, the fact that there's going to be places, there's going to be things, situations that we're going to be in. Some of them we can leave. Some of them I can walk away from. Right. People, places. Sometimes we can just go, I don't want to be here. I want to be a part of this. I want to talk to that guy. I don't have to. You can walk away. And there's other times where, boom, whether it be at work, whether it be whatever, just someone comes into your space and you can't just walk away. You have to deal with it. And it's easy to just get angry, because you're offended. Why? Well, because they hurt your feelings, and to like break it down. But it takes thinking and thought. And it's hard sometimes, man. Like, I'm horrible at it. I just snap right back, But
your reaction to the situation that you're in, how do you want to react to it? How do you want your day to play out? Are you going to be pissed off all day because, somebody, pissed in your Cheerios?
One thing I've found, too, for me at least, is that almost, especially in early recovery, I feel this kind of sense of entitlement that's like, I'm sober, like basically no matter what along the day, I'm doing this perfect job of being sober. And so therefore, if any negative attitude comes towards me, that automatically everyone else in the world is just wrong because, I'm super sober, man. Mm-hmm. And it's like, dude, I've just got to check myself sometimes, right? Because if I get in that negative mood and I'm just thinking that, nothing that I can do is ever wrong because now I'm sober, it's like, no. You're living the same life. You've still, you're just sober. That's the only difference, which is amazing. But do you know what I mean? I kind of lost track of where I was going with that. I was trying to correlate it back to, because Corey had a really good point going there, is that, we decide how we feel.
Right.
It's
you take, as far as this guy's situation, he was obviously pissed he had to be somewhere for something. Mm-hmm. And how he was taking it, how he was using it, is he didn't want to do it. He wasn't happy about doing it, so it's going to ruin his day. He's gonna let it ruin his whole day because he didn't want to. I can be mad at the world because the simple fact it's freezing cold, or I can just accept it and deal with the fact that it's cold up here. It's colder than I'm used to, sooner than I'm used to. Or
was it the fact that maybe the guy had a fight with his girlfriend or wife, and he was just in a bad mood, and he wanted to ruin it for other people? Mm-hmm. And maybe he wasn't thinking that, but just somebody has to feel this with me, so I'm gonna beat the drum over here until someone starts beating it with me that this is unfair, or we're being treated bad, and I'm somewhere I don't want to be, and there has to be someone here who feels the same, and we can go talk about it and be pissed off together.
It's definitely like inciting a riot. I know that when I was in the facility, every now and then I'd sit on that pity pot that I made for myself, the one that I form fit to my own bottom, and then my mood would rub off on somebody else because I'm just being so negative, was being so off, that it's somebody else is going to grab onto that, latch onto that, and move onto that, and now you got 7 upset people rather than 1 upset person. Mm-hmm. So you can either, like you said, let it affect your day, or certainly have it affect everybody else's day.
And that's something that you really need to think about if you're going into a treatment center or know someone who is. Maybe to say, hey, I'm not telling you what to do, but just be aware of these situations that come from within you and from other people at you. Know that it may not be that situation. It may not be that he was there. It may just be something else, works itself up. So it may not even be your fault, but somebody might approach you with that to just try to get you wrapped up into something that's not even your business. That's not even your problem.
Right.
And it's easy, especially in a treatment center, to kind of fall into that trap. And that's why we've been to enough treatment centers, Chris. We're going to write a book, but to notice it eventually. But when you're in it new, you're just trying to get your food. You're just trying to be where you're supposed to be.
Get to your classes on time. Eat your food.
Yeah, and then
you're certainly affected by new in recovery. Like, in the beginning when I used to go, you're gonna latch on to the feeling, the vibe in the place. And if you got a bunch of young kids in there that just want to go out and use and get high and drink, whatever, you're gonna latch on that. You're gonna sit there and my third trip, whatever the heck trip it was, people caught me sitting by the fire, wrapping a belt around my arm, and that's not going to help anybody. Right. Certainly it wasn't helping me, but this young lady was like, ouch. There's a word that you say, and I'm affecting her. I'm throwing her off because I'm just sitting there not even using my brain. Well, of course, my brain was starting to come back, but, who does that? I do. I did that. Mm-hmm. I did these things. I did these. So you certainly have to think where that person's coming from, because that person didn't know where I was coming from at that time. They didn't know that I'd just been up for 15 days and was just coming off whatever it was, and I was just coming back to it. But definitely the mood affects. And you call it the bubble, you call it the fishbowl. You're in an enclosed environment to where you do get up at a certain time, you do go to a place at a certain time, you go to class at a certain time, you're in a set routine, you're in a set schedule, you're stuck around these people that sometimes you don't like, the people you have to get along with. So definitely somebody's going to pay the price if I'm in a mood, especially if I was in a mood. Somebody else is going to pay the price. And you think about that nowadays, you're just like, that's stupid. You're going to throw somebody else off their square because I'm having a bad day. That's terrible.
But in that mindset, in that state of mind, like you said, you're not 100% healthy. You're just trying to feel a little bit better. You're mad. You're hurt. You might be scared if it's your first time in a treatment center. You're for real. Like, what's going on? Who are these people? That dude looks crazy. Why is that chick staring me down? Like, who's that dude? Is he crazy, or just what is his deal? Is he still on drugs? Like, there's so many things that when you first go into a place, you're just like, wow, that's why I'm glad the first time I went to a place in California, that place was nuts. And then I went to
Just Malibu.
no,
Yeah.
went to another place, Pine Rest in Grand Rapids, but I was in the Aspen unit, which was straight the mental part. It wasn't the dual diagnosis. So that was like, yeah, it was interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh man.
There you go.
Yeah, it was
Getting
definitely
a little
like
soft
that.
on me. Sorry, I was talking to Dylan.
Oh, Dylan went soft on you?
Yeah, his mic was.
Oh,
I'm back now, though.
Oh,
so cute.
back now with nighttime voice.
With
Dylan
the
went soft
the
on
Barry
you.
White.
Oh.
No, but Corey alluded to it earlier, and this was what my fourth treatment, and there was something that really did click, and it was strange because you kind of hear about it. You hear people say it, and once you go to 1, 2, 3 treatment centers, you're trying it, and it's you've been sober for a period of months, and things are going great, and then all of a sudden it just falls off. This time around, Corey, you were talking about Chris and how you see this different light in a person. You see their face just have a different glow, whatever it is, and that's a real thing. And I think especially tonight when I got off of work late, I was thinking about, we have a mutual friend that lives not in sober living, and I was thinking about where they lived, and literally in my mind I'm sitting there going, man, it's a pretty cheap place. I could just go there, and I could just do it, just have a pint each night, and just right. And this was literally going through my head. I was thinking about
like we were sitting in the kitchen discussing this, and it was like, I said to Dylan, I was like, there's no way I could do it.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be gone. I'm being held accountable here. People are looking at me like the walk to the store. Andy pulls up, after I get a text from Dylan because I was in a funk, poor me, Dylan says, you're doing good, you're doing fine. I pass by the bar, I pass by the pub, I get to the store. I'm thinking, maybe I could try and have one. And then Andy pulls up. Need a ride? And I was like, all right, I'm in a good place.
Mm-hmm.
You're just being held accountable. Yeah, there's no way. I mean, even up in the middle of nowhere, there's no way. I mean, you're gonna. The best part about it is accountability. You gotta be around good, positive people. Back to the topic that we're at: good, positive people. Surrounding yourself with somebody that's gonna call you on your BS. Be like, listen. So you're feeling bad. You're feeling like the world's against you. So what? You're going to go get high over it. You're going to go have a drink over it. You're going to get kicked out of your house. You're going to lose your job. All these things. And, what's important to me today is, being in a safe, stable place, having a place to be with people that look at me and say, man, you're doing all right. I actually walked into a meeting earlier, and, they were handing out chips and coins. And they were applauding for somebody, and as I walked in the room, I don't mean to toot my own horn, but these guys saw me, they yelled, "Hey, Chris!" and then they all just start clapping, and I was like, "What the hell's going on? What's going on?" And then they all get up and they give me hugs, and I'm just thinking, they're like, "Man, it's good to see you. It's good to see you're still here." And get the heck out of here.
How'd that feel?
Oh man, it's I don't like it, but it feels great.
Yeah.
I don't want to be that center. As much as I like to be the center of attention, as much as I roll around on the floor and throw fits, it's, just people look at me and go, man, I saw you when you came in the third trip and you were crawling on the floor, hiding from the cops that weren't there, and now you're walking into a meeting, your 8th meeting in 4 days, you're coming back to meetings, you're talking about these things that you never would have spoke of. Get the heck out of here, man. Mm-hmm. They're like, man, you're inspirational. You're doing good things. Let's get the heck out of here, man.
It's crazy.
Yeah, right. This junkie from Battle Creek, Michigan, this former junkie, I have to work with my words, but but this guy right here, people are like, man, I'm glad you're still here. The reason I'm still here is because you're still here, or because I see that you're doing fine. You're doing well. Today you're doing well. Get out of here, man. I was like, but, like Dylan said, just how does it make you feel? It makes you feel great. I don't want that, but it makes me feel great. It's cool, and it really is cool. Just to think, what do you mean, man? This old guy right here making you do something good. Shoot, I can barely even make this clock run right now. How are you supposed to be a grandfather clock? I don't know.
Speaking of grandfather, that's happening soon.
Oh, shut up.
Old Grandpa Chris.
No,
You're going to be a grandpa.
My son has not impregnated
Papa.
anybody, and it's not going to happen anytime soon, as far as I hope.
Maybe. But he probably will be. And to kind of bring it back to how we started, and, I do the podcast for me. It helps me. And when I started it, it was to help me. And then I was told, hey, that's your service position because you're not getting paid, are you? I was like, no. Like, well, that is your service position because that helps people. What?
Yeah.
And then, like you said, Chris, people start telling you, oh, you inspire me, like the stuff that you're doing. And, after a month out of treatment, we had the media sponsor for the UFAM rally in Lansing. We were on the Capitol with our tent and our stuff. We were out there, man. People were coming up to us. What are you guys, a radio station? Dude, we look, you'll see us when we're set up.
Like a referee with a
you were
whistle.
like, damn. And we go to these events in Benton Harbor. We drive down there, man, put up our tent. People are like, damn, what's up? Proud of you. And you realize I am helping people, and
right. You don't see it, but you realize it. When you hear, you see the things and you don't realize it, but
starting a podcast isn't for everybody, but it's just something, it comes natural to me. I was in radio for 20 years. I could tell that you, Chris, you have that kind of personality. And we're the same where, let me just go do it. I'll feel good about it. Don't say nothing. Right. I don't need your applause. I don't need you to tell me I suck. I don't need you to tell me I'm good. Just go away because I feel uncomfortable when you do that. But we still get that. And I do like it. We like when we're told, hey, good job. I like listen. Yeah, and I do, but I just for the fear of, but what if they're going to say it sucks? And I'm like, I'm good. Don't listen.
It's like the laughing face on a post.
Mm-hmm. But that's why we do it. And Dylan, I'm glad that you're here, and
I'm
we'll
stoked
see
Dylan's here.
What we can do with this thing, and I don't know, man. I've realized that control is something that I struggle with. I like to control everything. And, by giving Anna a podcast, Krista, her podcast, she's dealing with some stuff still. But, the more that I can just let go, and college has let me realize, too, hey, there's people in this class that can design a better logo than me, can design a better bump. Here, so I told the chick in class the other day, or the woman in class, sorry, Mom, that I told the woman in class the other day, hey, here's my logo that we have now. Look at our website. Do some stuff. She's like, okay. It was that easy. And she designed some really cool stuff. So I need to let that go and let other people kind of do, because I can't do it all, man.
Sit back and kind of watch, your constituents do things. And that's cool that, being at college and, showing this off. And maybe, a couple of kids in your class or something, or hey, man, there's this thing that's going on, you might have a problem. And, it's word of mouth. It's experience, strength, and hope. Yeah.
And to have faith in other people, it like I said, it shows the growth in me. Like, I can see it by knowing that, hey, I can trust someone else with this. I don't have to be in control. And then for them, hey, someone's trusting me to do something. Right. And I don't know, it's just a domino effect. I'm almost really, and by helping myself with this podcast, I'm helping you. I could be helping Dylan,
big time,
Ryan's family, my mom, your family, Dylan's. Just think of all the people just from me wanting to do a podcast.
It's like my mom once
said. And you
said,
guys agreeing.
When you throw a pebble in the water, because my life affected the pebble, those little ripples that go out, that was a bad effect. This is a good ripple. This is a good ripple. It's a positive ripple.
I think so. It's
We're not
fun.
skipping stones anymore. I'm not smoking stones. I'm going to shoot some.
And
today.
We're rich and famous.
What was it, Chris? You said something the other day. Oh, it was
Corey's cool. Yeah, but what else?
You said, I'm always going some direction. Just this time, it's the right direction.
Right. Yeah.
It's that difference that we're always using energy. It's just where's that energy going, right? And
what are you putting forth that energy? What are you doing with that energy? You know, how you affect people and how things can affect you. It's all perception. You know, you just know that today is the best place. Today, I'm the best place I could be today. And, you know, with Dylan, with Corey, here doing this. Dylan was my bunkie when I went back the fourth time. Thanks. You know? Yeah, Joey over there. He's just on his phone farting off. But, you know, I remember the first time I ever met Dylan, he was in detox. I'm sitting there and I'm just BSing with another guy, and I'm just talking about his tattoos, just making him laugh. And then 30-some days after that, I leave and come back 2 days later, and they put me in his room. And guess who's sleeping in the same room as me again? You know, a positive dude that I can lean on, who happens to be a little taller than me, and I just happen to be a little off. Lean against him for a little bit of help so I can get my crap back together. Good people, good place, good positive vibes, positive people. Who you're around, what are you going to do with the people you're around? Good positive things. Stay away from the ones that are going to get you screwed over.
Positivity, man. And
yeah,
yes,
that's all we can
those
do.
two, Chris. But
Yeah.
you know, Corey's gift. You got the podcast. You've realized that, Chris. You've always had humor. And sometimes I think you've used that not for a negative thing, but to shy away from the positive. And we all have these gifts. They're there.
And we'll talk more about the gifts on the next episode as we are coming to an end. Thanks again for listening to the... That's not how I really wrap it up. Dylan's looking at me like
I'm sitting here like, I've never done this. Is this really how we...
Thanks for listening, and we'll be back again on Saturday.
Thanks for coming and hanging out, guys.
Where Ryan does impressions all episode long.
Yeah, that's going to be great.
Yeah, that'll be funny.
Thanks again. Welcome, Dylan. Thanks for coming to the show. Thanks for listening, guys. Thanks for hanging out with us this evening. Hope you got a little something out of it, because I did.